Okay, so my machine is scanning. I hope I have it pulled out far enough from the wall. That was the first print, and I have it set to my cardstock setting. Very dusty. I have to clean this when I'm done. I'm scared to touch anything. But, so I have it set to my cardstock setting. And I get nervous when I'm on my laptop and working on my Cricut, because sometimes my laptop wants to try to time out on me. And so I'm just trying to make sure all these pieces get cut. Once this is done, it's going to cue me to print again from my laptop. Alright, so let me unload my materials. I'm unloading. Trying to catch it with one hand. Now it wants me to send my other one to printer. So I'm sending that to print. And I was in the process of screen recording when I was doing all of this. So you see my screen record set. So you'll see part of the video this way and then the other part the other way. I'm trying to make it work for you guys. Now that's printing. I'm going to send my second piece to the printer, and then I'm going to pull my other piece off. So while my second piece is printing, I'm going to remove these pieces. And I'm working with one hand, guys. So let's see if this bleed thing worked. I haven't been a fan of the bleed because for me it just hasn't worked too well. Okay, so my piece is cut out pretty good. I'm waiting for my other piece. It went to the printer. I'm getting ready to load that to my mat, and then I'll be back. Alright, so my second piece is cutting out. As you can see, this is a piece with the cup hole in the front. My first piece, you guys know when you pull certain things off of your cardstock, or when you pull your cardstock off the mat, you have to be careful because things can bend. So I have my cardstock resting under some other stuff just to try to flatten it back out, so it can go back flat. Alright, now this part's done and I'm getting ready to unload this from my mat. I'm doing everything one-handed right now, so yep, that happened. Alright, so I'm going to be pulling this off, and then I'll take this part out and I'll be back. Okay, so you guys can see the hole that's cut out in the center. Now this is the one that I purchased. This is a Fanta. I just got Fanta. Like I said, it's hard to find these pieces online or in stores anymore. So I was just picking one. My daughter liked this particular kind, so I said, hey, whatever, we'll get it. Okay, so now I have my second purse cut out resting so that I can try to keep it as flat as possible. I think if I were to do this again, I will probably add some backing to it just so it can have more weight, or use something heavier. This is 65-pound cardstock. So if there's something heavier you have that you can use, you might want to use something heavier, because when you go to pull it off, it doesn't matter whether, for me, my mat, because I bought new mats, my new mat is super sticky. I could barely get the film off of it when I went to use it. But because it's so super sticky, it didn't matter whether I pulled the cardstock from the mat or the mat from the cardstock, because I know people, you know, say try different ways. I tried both and it bent both, so just so you guys know that. Okay, so I have cut my pieces out and I'm at my table. This is my Fanta package. I had to go back in and alter my cardstock, so it's probably about 3 1/4 now, and I shrunk it down to 1.15. I really was scared to cut it back down to 1, but I wish I had at this point. But I'm just popping this through, and I think what I'm going to do, this was going to be my connector piece for my card, so I think I'm just going to add it this way. Okay, so my daughter's working the camera for me, so I'm going to try to keep everything in frame for you guys. So I am going to use some two-sided tape, I think, in the back, just to get everything where it needs to go and try to move quickly. So put some two-sided tape here, here, and then I may cut my two-sided tape in half to make it thinner to run across here. So put that there and there. And I'm trying to move quickly, so I'm probably being a little bit messy. But we have that. So we have it taped to the back with two-sided tape. Now that's the piece that I was going to put in the back as a connector piece, but I'm just going to put it here to try to cover up that mistake. Now if you do it correctly the first time, you don't have to worry about that, but since I didn't, here we are. So I have that piece here, and I'm going to add this piece here so that both pieces meet, and then it should flip open more like a card. So more two-sided tape just because I'm trying to move quickly. And I put that in there. Go ahead, you can. And try to get it as even as possible. It's a little off, I can tell. And I was going to put it on here so I can score through the line, which should make it a tad bit easier for me to fold if I'm actually scoring on the correct line. Alright. Got it. So I'm picking a line and I'm going to score, which if it was even, it should score right down the middle. And I'm going to have to get more cardstock and back this because I don't like the way it's sitting. So I have a piece here, and I'm just going to put it and I'm going to cut around it. Now I have some tape up here, but I am going to figure out a way to work around this tape. So I have my cardstock here. I didn't want to do it this way, but I need to add some stability to the purse. What are you doing? So I'm just going to manually cut around, and I'm going to be careful so I don't cut my straps off the back or the front. And I can go in and trim that up in a minute. But I'm cutting off and cutting that down. I'm trying to watch my recording, and you good? Mm-hmm. Alright, we're good? Mm-hmm. Alright, so I have double-sided tape here, and I'm putting it. So now that has some kind of backing to it, so that it has some stability. But I still wanted to have something in here because I wanted the money to pull through, so it was more like it's coming out of the purse. So let's see what I can do here. First thing I want to do is pause that for a second. Got it? Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Alright, so I am slicing into this with my X-Acto knife, and Again, I'm trying to be careful. I just really need a small slit, but I'm gonna probably end up going all the way across, because I didn't really do it the way I wanted to do it, but life happens and we'll see where it goes. So, and there's a small slit through it. If I had been able to do this with my Cricut, it would look much neater, but we'll use this as a template and then we'll make it better the next time. So, pause that. Alright, so I was able to adjust my purse, pulled it off, readjusted it so that it's a little more even. Both pieces are now reinforced with cardstock. This side has a slit in it and I really had to manually kind of pull it to widen it. So I'm just putting money in here. All you see in here is $1, and I kind of want to do it like that. That's what I wanted it to be. So when you see it from the front, it's like that, and then you got money coming out your purse. So that's kind of what I wanted that to be. And I'm debating whether I want to tape the sides, because if you give it to somebody, you don't want it like flopping open. So I think I am going to reinforce my sides. Part of me wants to leave well enough alone. I'm going to put some double-sided tape on each side. And you can put whatever denomination of money you want in it. But there you go. Now you have a gift card purse money holder.